Be yourself like no one else. Everyone has a million reasons to blow your brains out with me, Rick E. Warden, and Dave Jarvis.
Hey, that's me.
Hey, that's him. And Ariel, it's good to see you. Our guests tonight, Armando and Yuli. Everybody, settle in. Let's have a good time. I'm going to be engineering, paying attention to the comments. So if you comment, I'll get you right up on the screen and in the program. So as always, everyone participate. And without further motherfucking ado, everybody welcome the brilliant, incredible, and genius host, Dave Jarvis.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ricky. I love Wednesday. I hope everybody else loves Wednesday as much as I do. It's my favorite day of the week. That means we get to sit down with some beautiful people from around the Metroplex and discuss Metroplex type stuff. Normally, we'd like to do programming that's more catered towards music, but today, and we will. But today, this is going to be a bit of a detour as far as what we normally talk about. So tonight, we have Yui and Armando from Mofos with a Long Podcast. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Pleasure to be here.
Mofos.
All right. Yes, sir. Now, I want to say how Armando is attached to me. Me and Mondo, we go way back. We go back to like 2011. Me and him met in college at TCC in an acting class. And I liked this guy. He was cool with me. So I actually asked him to be in my band, Edge Effect, which is like this alternative rock band. And he was the guitarist. And as far as I know, that was your first band. Is that correct?
That is correct, yeah. So I appreciate you giving me a chance. And hey, man, in that class, I mean, we all know Dave's talented, but this guy can act, man. He's actually pretty damn good. So.
Oh, stop it right now. But I knew right from the get-go that I liked the cut of your jib and I liked working with you. So me and him have collaborated many times over the last 12 years. Armando actually put me and Hank on our first rap track. It's called My Palm. You can see it on the Existential SoundCloud. It's actually the one and only rap track that I've ever...
Sounds like a love affair.
Right? It was the only time I've ever rapped on a track, and it is the first Chip Tooth track. It's the first time that Chip Tooth has ever rapped on a track. So if you get a chance, check that out. It's a really funny track.
It's called My Palm, you said?
Yeah, My Palm. Okay. It's all about girls think that we're disgusting, so our only friend in the world is our palm. Basically alluding to masturbation without actually saying masturbation. We're like Seinfeld and shit.
Shout out to Chip Tooth and Safe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, good old Safe. And from that, I also had Mondo as guest over artist or guest over vocalist for this animated series that I worked on back in the early 2010s called Woodland Avenue. And Mondo is a fantastic, not only live action actor, but also a great vocal actor, because he did all different kinds of accents on different kinds of characters. And he was really a good fill in the gaps kind of actor.
I appreciate that, man. That was fun working on it.
Yeah, those were good times. And that was one of those shows. It only lasted like 6 episodes, but man, the potential was so fucking there.
Yeah, it definitely was. It was fun. I wish it would have gone on longer, so we could have worked on done more characters. But it is what it is.
Yeah, they're still available on YouTube. Woodland Avenue. It's all animated woodland characters that talk like friends. It was a germ of an idea that could have blossomed, but.
Oh my God.
Well, Dave Jarvis, we have blown out of the double barrels this evening. I'd like to ask you how the hell you're doing. Have you had a kick-ass week? How you been doing, Dave Jarvis?
Oh, yeah, man. I've had a great week. Let's see. I was at the studio on Saturday.
Phil Girl
spent all
says hi,
day
y'all.
all at the studio.
All day Saturday at
then-
the studio.
Oh yeah, just working on tunes. You know how that is. But yeah. Oh, sorry. Just
I feel
want to
like you
get this
must
out of
be
the way
doing
right
that
quick.
every. I feel like you must be doing that every Saturday.
I try to stay busy. And that's one of the
Well-
things I miss about Mofos, because every now and then they would call me up to guest on their podcast and we'd just talk shit about movies, which even though I was only on 3 episodes, I had a wonderful time every time. So do y'all remember the first episode I was in?
Yeah, the Hudson Hawk
That's in Hog.
episode.
Hudson Hawk. Yes, exactly. Criminally underrated, terrible movie.
The one starring Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Doctor, my friend.
Actually, sorry, go on, Dave. My bad.
Oh, I was going to say, and then the one after that was we all watched Matrix regurgitations all at the same time, and
Yeah.
we came back with our review of that fucking whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, that was a fucking mess.
Yeah, it was a good first third of a movie. Other than that, it was same old shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was only a good first third because they were just doing everything they'd done in the previous movies. So it was just,
Literally just showing scenes from the first 3 movies. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
And then the last one I did with y'all was Last Dragon with Bruce
Yeah.
Lee.
Bruce Leroy. I was going to say that's I think that's our highest viewed episode.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that it was all because of me, but it was
No.
definitely mostly because of me.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, you picked a movie. It was a
Nice
fun
choice of
movie.
words.
I was watching that the other day. I was like, that was actually a very fun review. I can see why it's our highest rated episode.
Oh, it was great.
Mhm.
I always love coming to y'all's show with a movie that you really doesn't get too many reviews. You know, people, you go on YouTube, it's Back to the Future, fucking Indiana Jones, Star Wars, up the yin yang. You never see reviews on Hudson Hawk or Last Dragon.
Yeah.
So I really liked bringing that to y'all's table.
yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely. And that's kind of what we try to do at the with the podcast is, you know, because there's a million and one fucking breakdowns of Inception or other bullshit like
Marvel
that.
movies. Yeah.
So it's like we don't want to be like everybody else where we're just doing those like big name movies where like, oh, another Christopher Nolan flick came out, let's
Yeah.
tear it apart. You know, just pull some fucking like one that I would like to do eventually is fucking Donnie Darko. I fucking love that movie. I would love
Oh yeah.
to review that one.
Have you seen number 2?
I have, and I don't like it.
I have to agree with that. I like the first one better, but you know you have to watch the second one.
I had no
Yeah.
idea
Hey.
that was the second one until I met Armando.
Hey, Armando, back us up just a little bit for everybody watching. Tell us what you're talking about. You have a podcast that you do with Yuli here, right? That's called something about Mofos.
Yeah, Mofos with the Long podcast, and the name actually came about. Uwe and I used to work together, and everything that we did had to be signed off on with our initials. His would be Omofo, and mine
Yeah.
would be Long A, just because of how our names fall.
Uh-huh.
So we kind of put those together, and it became Mofos, the Long podcast. We would not get a lot of our work done because we were always talking about movies and like
Yeah.
big movies that just came out or like older movies that we had interesting opinions on. And I was like, man, we should just turn this into its own
great
thing. And eventually
podcast.
it became, yeah.
Kick ass. All right. I just wanted our audience to know what you're talking about when you're saying we review movies. It's
Gotcha.
specifically a podcast where they do movie reviews and talk shit, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
The
Sounds
original
like
goal
fun.
is start off with movies, then eventually branch off into different things. But we just start off with movies because that's something we both commonly, like and could talk about for hours. So
Yeah.
yeah, and thank God for Armando because he was the. I've been thinking about this for a couple years, but I didn't have the confidence or knew the person with the technical skill to do it. But after I met Armando, he convinced me to just do it anyway, and I'm glad I did. It ended up being very fun, and I'm glad through that got to watch movies I've never seen before, and also meet good people like Dave, and eventually here with you guys. So
Yeah, you pretty much have to have a partner in crime, especially
yeah.
this crime, because us out here lifting our skirts every week, that's a fucking crime.
And
I couldn't. I couldn't
keeping
do it without Dave Jarvis. That's what I'm saying. So I can relate.
Aw, that's so sweet.
I love all y'all.
Mhm.
We love you.
And what's cool is their first episode was Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Mhm.
right? And that was actually the highest viewed video up until I came along. Sorry about that. But
Yeah.
so what do y'all think of the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre? The one with Jessica Biel.
I saw that a couple of years ago, and it's okay. They actually have some cool camera tricks that I like. Have you seen that movie, Armando?
I haven't seen that one. I skipped
Okay.
it.
There was a
It's solid.
yeah, it was actually decent. There was a cool shot that I like where somebody like blew their head off, and the camera kind of like followed from the exit wound through the exit wound. And I thought that was
Okay.
kind of advanced for like 2003 and for a movie like that. I didn't
Yeah.
expect to see some camera work from that, so that stuck with me.
That's
But I
pretty cool.
remember it being kind of fun.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Does it stay true to kind of like what was set up in the original?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
it does, but it also kind of follows like cabin fever rules,
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was popular at that time, right?
which is fine. I love cabin fever, but you know, you got the originator, then you got a whole bunch of imitators.
Mhm.
Hmm.
So it's like, okay, we don't have any original ideas. Let's remake something from in the past. Okay, what was the most recent popular thing? Cabin fever. All right, do a mishmash.
Yeah.
Okay, Ville Girl's gonna give us a review of Texas Chainsaw Massacre in the chats because she just watched it last night.
Oh,
Which-
good.
Because it's like what? There's so many.
There's so
I
many
was
of them
gonna
by
say, I
now.
forget
Yeah.
how many there are.
Yeah, there's so many.
Sometimes I like to go back and watch the originals and then cycle my way through.
Oh, okay.
That original one, man. I mean, we talked about it on the podcast, but whoever played Sally's stunt double, man, she's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
she jumped through like 2 windows in that movie.
Face first.
Jesus Christ, that
Yeah,
lady was
man.
working.
Determination right there to survive. I mess with it.
Yeah,
Well,
can we start getting some like Oscars for stunt work for God's sakes? The time
Yeah.
is
Right?
now.
Yeah.
If they do that, the first person to get it, it might be like honorary Oscar, but like Jackie Chan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, who else?
yeah,
Who else
dude.
is-
The first time I saw Rumble in the Bronx when he ran and jumped from one building to the other, I was like, "Oh my fucking
yeah.
god!"
Yeah.
Or that skyscraper scene in Who Am I?
Who am I? Yeah. And the fact he did it multiple times because he didn't like the first couple shots, like
Yeah.
not me, man. Like,
Really?
yeah. I'm trying
Now,
to
the final episode of Mofos was on Peanut Butter Falcon. Is that correct?
That's
yes.
correct. Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Okay. The last lingering thread of Shia LaBeouf's credibility.
We actually we have 2 episodes
Yeah.
that are filmed that unfortunately there was some stuff in both my personal and professional life that kind of prevented us from continuing on season 2, which is why it's so short. I think we have like 25 episodes in season 1 and only
Mhm.
8 in season 2. It just kind of got cut short, but those may be just episodes that are lost to the ether, but possibly could be something that we throw onto a possible season 3.
Mhm. And one of them
Are
was
y'all,
actually
y'all thinking about coming back?
We've talked about it, and
Yeah.
I definitely want to. And I think Uwe's on the same page
yeah.
with that.
So how long's your break been?
It's been over a year now.
Okay.
Naturally, yeah.
Yeah, man. If y'all have time, I encourage you to. It's still a crapshoot doing this, but you never know, man. It could catch on, and I think the most important thing is that you enjoy it, and I think that's what we have in common. Is that I know I enjoy it. I'm pretty sure Dave does, and I'm pretty sure Ariel does.
Quick question about that. Did you guys kind of struggle with that early on? Because for
We're
me, I
still
struggled.
we're still struggling.
Yeah.
We want to kill ourselves 6 days out of the week. Wait,
Yeah.
6.5.
Early on for me, I struggled with
Yeah,
that.
dude.
Sorry, go on. Someone was saying something.
I should speak for myself. I want to
I
kill
was just saying, yeah,
myself
we
six and
run
a half
into
days a
new
week.
problems every week.
Yeah. My thing was the numbers. The numbers was killing me. Like I kept looking at the numbers when we first started, and I would just get like just demoralized because I know the amount of work we put into it. Especially Armando. I give Armando so much props because he's the one that does the editing and everything. And yeah, the first couple episodes in the first season, I was like, I don't know if this is fun anymore. But second season, that's when I started to have fun with it. And yeah, like you guys said, as long as you're having fun, then it's easy, you know. So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, you got to do it because you enjoy doing it. You can't do it because you
Mhm.
want to get more popular. If you want to get more
Yeah,
popular, just up your hashtag game. But if you
yeah,
actually enjoy doing podcasts, just do it because you love doing it. That's why I show up every Wednesday.
mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think eventually we found our rhythm. Um, as we so the beginning, very first couple episodes that we have actually, um, the camera that we were going to attempt to start with just crapped out in the middle of filming the first
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I guess this is audio only.
Hmm.
We eventually got better cameras, but it was all just kind of like still motion, no editing to it at all. And then eventually, as it went on, did more editing, just kind of like funny little goofs here. We expanded to have 3 different camera angles and stuff like that. So we really found our flow. And to kind of echo what Uwe was saying, like, because I just thought it would be something that was fun to do. Seeing the low numbers at the very beginning did kind of like hit in the gut. But eventually I'm just like, you know what, we're doing this for fun.
Hmm.
Doesn't really matter what the numbers are as long as we're having fun. And I think that's something that Uwe and I have talked about it is
Yeah.
like, as long as it continues to be fun, it's something that, we'll both put work into getting done. So.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. You
And
you go to work
Mondo,
to
if you
work.
keep yeah, Mondo, if you keep working on that editing game because you were getting
Yeah.
really good near the end.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks,
Yeah.
man.
For sure. Like
Yeah.
even I became a fan. I mean, I do the show, but I became a fan. I was waiting for new episodes because I wanted to see what new spins or new edits Armando would do. And yeah, he was getting better and better every episode.
We still got to get
So if y'all
Oh, sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say we still got to get footage of Uwe breakdancing because I think in the Last Dragon episode we talked about some breakdancing they had going on, and I
Yeah.
think Uwe said something about possibly getting some moves on the podcast.
Show me your moves.
Oh yeah. Teach me your moves.
Teach me your Yeah, I mean, like I said, full disclaimer, I'm not the best. I only know some beginning moves, some not nothing to brag about, but yeah, one of these days, once we get the show on the road,
He's being modest, but
Hey,
Oh,
go
I know.
ahead and
I know.
go ahead and plug your YouTube channel. What is your YouTube channel?
it's just Mofos with a long podcast.
Mhm.
It's very very long.
Yeah, very long
No.
type, very long name. Hmm.
All right. Well, if anybody's watching, they can go check it out.
Quick question.
Another thing. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, like, because I'm relatively new to this show, like, how did you guys come up with this show, and you know, like that?
Oh, this is Ricky's show. I just came on as a guest back in like November, I think, and I just never left. And the restraining order only qualifies up to 500 feet, and we're like several miles away.
Oh, okay.
So I'm stalking him, but like real lazily.
Mm. Mm.
Gotcha. How long has it been going
but
on?
works
He's
out
had the
great.
show for over 10 years, I think, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
No. The YouTube channel. I've done all kinds of
gotcha.
things.
Okay.
I've done all kinds of things with videos, including make professional music videos for bands, quality live videos, and they're all on this channel. I've also interviewed bands and helped a lot of local bands, and did that over a good 10, 12-year period. And then some things happen in my life where I'm like, look, I have to have some kind of outlet. And I saw this technology of StreamYard where you can broadcast live to both YouTube and Facebook and other social medias at the same time, and people can respond to you in the chats. And you can, I saw that and was like, okay, I see the potential here. And just got on and started talking about music. And like Dave said, I had him on as a dank interview. And, I'm glad he's still hanging around.
Yeah.
I made him
I was going to... Oh, and it's been a pleasure ever since. I was going to tell Yui and Mondo a real good way to bump up that viewership is to capitalize on current scandalous shit that's going on. So let me ask you, if y'all were to come back, say tomorrow, would you do an episode on this whole Barbenheimer thing?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I would like to do it because we were actually involved with Barbenheimer. We were participants of it. So
were you now?
Yeah, we went and so not how do I put? Yeah, the girl, our companions, our female companions, went to go see the Barbie movie, and we went to go see Oppenheimer.
Not the first time I've heard that.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I do want to go see the Barbie movie as well.
Not the first time I've heard that.
Same here. I really want to see that Barbie movie.
I heard it was good.
But yeah, I mean, we'll definitely talk about the Barbenheimer, and also it's just, I guess, talk about like how it's crazy how a meme became so big that's actually like helped out both movies, especially Oppenheimer, because I don't know you guys experience, but I barely saw any promotion for Oppenheimer.
I didn't even know that it was out.
Oh, really?
Dude, they blew up YouTube with some ads.
Oh, literally, right? Blew up. But yeah, okay. I just kind of piggybacked on Barbie's promotion.
It's weird that they turned a molehill into a mountain, because other than being released on the same day, Oppenheimer and Barbie have fucking nothing to do with each other.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, they pair well.
Yeah. They just. Also, I think it helped out Hollywood because from what I've been seeing, and I have an old roommate who's in the film industry. He just talks to me about the numbers, the box office numbers, and like movies were bombing left and right before the Barbenheimer.
How about The Machine?
Oh, the Burt Kreischer movie about when he goes to Russia and shit.
I didn't even know that came out this year.
They're already saying that it bombed, so it's in the media all over again because it bombed. So people are gonna see it some way.
Yeah, that's true.
Gotcha. When did that one come out? Because I saw the previews, but I never actually went and saw it.
A few weeks ago. I don't know.
Oh, gotcha.
I heard Transformers.
I don't get a chance to see any movies, so I'm not a good reflection of society watching movies. But I listen to music.
Well, you don't have to worry, Ricky, because of the writer's strike, apparently writers are not going to be writing for the next 2 years, which means everything that was on production right now is on hold, including the Von Erichs movie and House of fucking Dragon, and I'm just pissed about that.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Hey, this means that it's time for us to make a movie, and it'll be a blockbuster hit.
There you
Exactly.
go.
Read my mind.
I am 100% convinced I can make a solid horror movie.
I've actually had a couple ideas myself, and
I can be your general.
I was telling Darby, I was like, I'm sure we can do something, and it would blow up.
Let's do it.
Dude, they made Blair Witch for $60,000.
Yeah. What about Paranormal Activity? How much did that cost? Because that's another one that blew up.
I think that was somewhere in the six figures, but yeah, that blew up, you know, adjusted for inflation, and it's still the same fucking story.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
Hmm.
There's
Well-
better storylines.
I have an even lower budget, so we're gonna figure out what we can make with like $6. But
Yeah, that's that Robert Rodriguez budget, right?
yeah, that Robert Rodriguez. Hey man, he makes it
He
work.
finds a way. But yeah,
He might be riding a little bit of the skirts of Quentin Tarantino, you know.
yeah.
Oh, for sure, for
Mhm.
sure.
But speaking of the writer's strike, how do you think it's going to impact movies and TV shows moving forward once we get past this? Do you think things are actually going to become better, or it's going to be the same? Because it kind of seems like the trend right now is just franchise and making blockbusters, you know, remakes.
Well, here's what I've noticed just in my goings and comings. My brother talks to Chat GPT all the time, and apparently, at a certain point, a story will become too offensive for an AI to reconstruct a script. However, he said, "Write me an episode of I Love Lucy where she goes on trial for communism and has to meet Joseph McCarthy." AI created an entire script of I Love Lucy in 5 minutes.
Mm.
So that's how quickly these writers can be replaced. Now, these writers have also been told that we're not really trying to go for a good story. We're trying to check certain boxes. Is there enough diversity? Is there enough inclusion? Can we browbeat our message into people? And that's a huge reason why nobody wants to watch, you know, movies in the theater anymore, because they don't want to be berated. They just want to watch a fucking movie and be entertained.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like watch Big Lebowski. Is there a message to that movie? Fuck no, but it's a great fucking movie.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of watching movies, you know, and just being entertained, how about watching a movie like this one here?
God damn! Holy shit! Let's help you up. God dang, man. How you just fell out of there like a son of a
How are you,
right?
Dave? Good to see you.
Who the fuck are y'all?
Man,
This right here's Dave. He finally showed.
I'm Dave. That's Hank. We're with Dank.
There it is. There it is. That movie is in the process, that independent release in the process right now of blowing up.
okay, I'm gonna have to go check that one out.
Oh, it's great. I think it's a Night with Dank. I think it's up to like 300 views or something, and it took
Okay.
like a year and a half to film. But man, it was a great time.
That sounds awesome, man.
Yeah. Have you all thought about making your own movie? Like actually, like really doing like even a short film?
I think Armando, you've done some stuff, right?
I've done some short films in the past, but I have a few ideas. We actually, a couple of friends of mine got drunk and we wrote out an entire, basically the storyline for this one skit that we did that was like a "if young Metro don't trust you" type thing. The short was basically just a fake trailer for a movie that will never come out. It was just a stupid little joke thing. And then you add alcohol and all the people that were involved, and then it just becomes this like, hey, we need to turn this into a feature-length thing. And we wrote the whole story. Yeah, we didn't get to writing the actual dialogue, but we had the whole storyline panned out, and we just never got around to actually making it, I guess. So, but yeah, it's been on my mind. I would like to in the future make something like maybe like a 30-45 minute, because I think the longest I've ever done was maybe like 5-10 minute film. Would like to go longer form.
Yeah, I was really disappointed when I threw the idea of doing a review of White Men Can't Jump, and then y'all stopped making episodes. I was like, oh, dude, that could have been such a great episode. Just talking about Sidney Dean.
Yeah.
You still can.
Yeah. I wouldn't count us out. I wouldn't count us out entirely.
Mhm.
We're still talking about it because I think at our core we're both itching to come back. It's a matter of when.
But yeah, I would like to
Favorite
be in a
movie
short film.
reviewed.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Yeah, do you have a favorite movie y'all have reviewed so far?
You could go, Armando.
Ooh,
A favorite
one.
movie or a favorite review?
Just that you have reviewed.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The most
We'll move on to
popular
favorite
one with
movie
Dave
next.
Jarvis, of course. But other than that one, maybe.
Oh man, we've had a lot of fun times. I think the best reviews that we've done have been the ones that have had guests on it. Because I mean, me and Uwe, like when we do it together, like that. Don't get me wrong, Uwe's fun and everything as well. I don't know, when it's just us two, it's like we're sharing the same brain cell and stuff like that. So it's fun, but it's always nice to bring in some sort of
Very
other
cool.
outside energy to kind of mix it up a little bit. So we've had my friend Alex, who's an amazing artist. He's actually writing a book right now. We've had him on the podcast. I've had my beautiful girlfriend on the podcast as well. I was hoping she'd be on this podcast, but didn't work out. And then of course we've had Dave, and Dave just makes it so much fun. So like I think
Now that's beautiful.
yeah, I really enjoyed our review of The Last Dragon. I think that was just it was a fun time to be had.
Nice.
A close second though would be I was actually watching it last night when me and Uwe reviewed The Green Knight.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
What is The Green Knight? And I already told you I don't watch that. I know the movies I like, but what is The Green Knight?
The Green Knight is actually a film that is an adaptation from some poems revolving around like King Arthur and all that good jazz.
Okay.
So yeah, it was turned into a movie. The studio was A24, so I don't know if you're familiar with their films, but they've got like this weird kind of like dark, gritty vibe to it.
Nice.
They're the ones that did Hereditary.
Midsummer.
Great movie.
Yeah,
Midsommar.
Are the
Midsommar.
story presentations dark, or are they humorous, or are they dark? What's up?
Yeah, very very dark. Well,
Very dark.
It's trippy.
yeah, very kind of trippy. Yeah, they
Psychological, I feel like.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I
they
think
they
A24.
also-
That's Brad Pitt's company, isn't it?
Is it?
is it?
I think so.
Is it?
That would
Oh,
be-
that's. I just learned that today.
Me
Okay.
3.
That's good.
I think. Don't quote me.
Yeah. They're also the studio that put out Everything Everywhere All at Once. And my God, as far as like movies that have come out recently, that is still one of the best ones I've seen in recent years.
That was a very, very good movie, I must say. Very trippy.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that was going to be my answer. That's my favorite movie that we've seen that we reviewed. But my favorite actual review is it's between The Last Dragon. What's that one movie with the villain from 101 Dalmatian? Cruella, I believe.
Yeah.
Cruella. Yeah. When we
Yeah,
reviewed that with Darby.
I like that movie, but I like the review because I was just shitting on it for an hour, and Darby was there too. So, yeah,
It was so unfair. It was like the three of us just like kicking a dead horse.
yeah.
Aw.
That movie was not great.
Here we go. Here's your YouTube channel here, Mofos with a Long Podcast.
Yep.
Have there been any movies come out this year that y'all firmly stand behind, or?
Oh, you got it?
Firmly stand behind.
I can't stand you.
Oh, I can't stand you. Hey, that's a good one.
Can't stand you, bitch.
Yeah. Are y'all big on the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Dysentery?
I have not seen that yet. My favorite movie so far this year has to be the Super Mario movie.
I like that
Cool.
movie.
What?
That movie was
It's cute
killer.
and it's actually really good. I was
Yeah,
surprised.
it's a movie. Yeah.
It was all right.
Oh,
I'm not gonna go
I'd
as far as
definitely
to
go
say that
see
it
it.
was a great movie, but it was okay.
I had fun watching that movie. Sorry, go on, Armando.
No, Across the Spider-Verse probably this year for me. That one was really good. It's hard to capture the same like amount of oomph that the first one had. But I think as a follow up to it, like the sequel's never going to be as good, but it was a good follow up to it. I think.
Are you
All right, well, I want
excited about
to
this
encourage everyone to go over to the YouTube channel. Here's all the reviews. A lot of good times that be had there on the Mofos with a Long podcast. With a long what? It's a long podcast, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What movies have you guys seen this year that, you know, stood out to you?
I actually haven't seen any movies that have come out this year, but I have seen a lot of movies that I've never seen before this year. But like, what has come out this year that's actually good?
Ooh, that's a tough one. That's a tough question.
Not Oppenheimer. No, I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, it was an okay movie. It's just 3 hours long.
Wow.
I think. Are we talking shit? Because if we're talking
Oh,
shit,
of course
I
you're
can talk
talking
some
shit.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Make yourself at home.
I think Christopher Nolan's got to that point where like he's gotten so much validation that this man's just like, I'm just gonna put it out and everyone's gonna love it. And I think that's what happened with Tenet, and I think that's what happened with Oppenheimer, because it's just like technically speaking, the visuals are fantastic. The cinematography is fantastic. Like everything's there, but it's like, did this movie need to be 3 hours long? And I think the obvious answer is no, it did not.
Okay, well, what was the last movie you saw in the theater?
I think it might be Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But Dave, what's one that you've seen recently that you've never seen before?
The other day I saw this movie called Gone, starring Amanda Seyfried, where yeah, she's like a trauma victim, but you don't know what the trauma is, and you just learn through like these flashes of flashback of her being kidnapped and abducted, but you don't know if it's actually real because she also has to take crazy pills, so nobody believes her. And at a certain point, she doesn't believe if what she's saying is real. And then her sister comes across the same fate, and she slowly has to investigate while also trying to figure out, is she imagining this whole thing or is this real? It's a real cool psychological thriller.
It's like the inception of psychological.
Oh, is it?
Okay. That doesn't sound half bad.
Is that on HBO Max or Netflix?
I believe it was on Prime.
Oh, Prime. Okay.
It's on Prime, yeah.
Okay.
Like for free on Prime or to buy on Prime?
What's the name
I watched it at somebody else's house, so I don't know.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Let's check.
What's
But the last movie I saw in the last, Gone. Gone. I think it came out in like 2010, maybe.
2012.
Oh man.
2012. Okay. There you go.
Close.
Krispy
A
Kreme.
decade ago. Oh.
It's to rent or buy.
I don't know if.
But
you
yeah,
like that reference,
the last movie I saw in the theater was Clerks 3, and that was actually at Texas Theater over in Dallas, and Kevin Smith did a Q&A afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So that was a great time right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Was it good?
It was basically a rehashing of the first one, and then they added like some drama as well. I don't want to spoil it, but it's definitely good. It's good, but I wouldn't watch it again.
Okay.
You get all you need from it.
Yeah, that's how I felt about it too. I just wondered if there was like, because I watched it at home. I was wondering like if there was like any extra oomph to it, seeing it like with other people. You know what I mean?
Oh, it definitely, yeah, it mattered because it's one thing to laugh by yourself, but it's another thing to laugh in a room full of people that are laughing. There's some kind of kinetic energy that I can't really describe, but it's there.
We have just like made all of the universe make sense in one simple statement.
Yeah.
Right? Laugh and the world laughs with you.
How about you, Ariel? What's the last movie you've seen in theater?
So I don't go to movie theaters anymore. I usually wait to stream them and everything. But the last one I went to was with one of my friends. It was 80 for Brady, and the time before that was the first Insidious.
Oh, okay.
The first Insidious was amazing.
The intro that scared the shit out of me.
Oh yeah.
The like immediately, God,
What?
Yeah.
thought I had a heart attack.
Mm.
I don't know if y'all believe, but I have some experiences that like kind of mirrored what was going on in some parts of the movie, and so that made it like extra fucking scary for me. And I had to I actually like my whole family was out of town after I saw it, and I was the only one at the house, and I just like got my dog and just kind of slept with him for the night because I was like, I'm not sleeping alone after this.
No choice. You're sleeping with me, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime I watch a horror movie, because we love watching them, I have to watch like a Disney movie or something really happy afterwards.
Oh yeah.
Like a palate cleanser, yeah.
Yeah, just like I don't want any bad dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. Horror movies don't get me, but I like watching horror movies with people that get scared easily, so I can see their reaction.
Yeah, that's where we were earlier. It's about that extra oomph.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of movies do you normally like to watch, Louis?
It varies. Martial arts movies for sure, because that's like things I grew up with. I'm kind of, as I got older, I'm liking mystery films, like things that kind of keeps you guessing, but as long as it's tightly written, because sometimes people just try to have a twist for the sake of having a twist, you know. And I like I kind of like the parody movies, as dumb as they are sometimes, especially like the ones from the 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, man.
For some reason, they get me. I don't know why, but I could admit that it's stupid, but I just find myself laughing so much. And yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, Scary Movie 3 is fantastic with Charlie Sheen. I love that movie.
Oh yeah, Charlie Sheen. Yeah, that's the one that made fun of what, 8 Mile in that movie.
Yeah.
8 Mile and Signs and I think it's and The Ring.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
My favorite one from that series would be Scary Movie 2. That's the one they were in the mansion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If you guys remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to do it, but I was like, I don't know what planet we're on.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So those are my go-to. You guys. Yeah.
Use the strong palm.
Yeah.
That's how I feel at work.
Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. I can't when he sticks his tiny hand in the mashed potatoes, I fucking lose my mind.
My germs just sand into the how about
That was
like
a good one.
yeah, that was a fun one. But how about you guys? What's it like you guys go to genre for films?
Man,
Ricky?
Me, man, I was kind of thinking about it. Like the movies I've watched most recently are with my children. So the movie that I like that I watched for the first time that I remember like a year ago is Coco.
Oh yeah.
Animated
I love
movie.
Coco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that thing is off the hook. It's like up there in one of my top favorite animations of all time.
Coco is good. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but there's another movie that did pretty much the same idea, also kids movies, that I think is just a little better. The Book of Life.
The Book of Life, yeah.
Yeah, I like that one a little more than I like Coco, but they're both very, very good movies.
Okay.
Well, does it have the same kind of theme of the Day of the Dead and how they cross back into the other world and
Yeah.
and the other concept is that I mean there's so much going on in the movie. I mean it's a grand movie, but you know so is it a Spanish themed movie, The Book of Life?
Yeah.
Okay, so they explore that whole whatever that I don't know what it's called, what the Mexican tradition actually is, but that movie explains it very well with an excellent storyline that actually has twists. You know, it's great. It's a wonderful movie.
Great music too.
I
do
know that
are excellent.
I do know that the grandma from Coco was actually the crack whore prostitute from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Jesus.
So when I saw clips of that, and I was like, I know that voice. She dug crack rocks out of her ass. I remember that.
She's a very versatile actress.
Yeah.
Yes, that's about it for me. In the movie theater, it might have been Dark Knight. Honestly, I can't remember the last.
That's a while back.
That is a while back. But hey, man, what a movie to see in
that
theaters.
I remember, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
that's almost a whole person ago.
That was a good year for films, actually.
Oh, 2008 was a fucking amazing. Think about this. We begin the year with Iron Man, the first Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. Then a couple months later, we get Ed Norton, Incredible Hulk. And then near the end of summer, we get Dark Knight with Heath Ledger as the Joker. That was a good fucking year, man.
Yeah.
It was a great year.
Well, that Dark Knight is still one of my all-time favorite movies.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm so like it was an awesome experience watching it the first time. It was cool.
Yeah, that's a movie that transcends genres. It's like it's not even a superhero movie. It's like it's just a cop film, basically.
Well, I'm two things, man. I don't like people taking themselves too fucking serious. That's why I like Robert Rodriguez movies and Quentin Tarantino movies and Army of Darkness and shit.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
I don't get caught up into it. I can't. I need to be able to see things that way, you know.
What was a better year, 2008 or 2007 in film? Because 2007 we had what There Would Be Blood, right?
Oh, that was a great one. Zodiac was great.
Zodiac.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What was Departed? I think.
Yeah, Departed. Yeah, I think so. I think that's either 2006 or 2007. Yeah, yeah.
The Departed was great, although I did try to show it to one of my friends who is African American, and he did not make it through Jack Nicholson's monologue. He did. He found issue with it. So
I know what you are, and I know what you're not. You're no fucking cop.
Did you guys know that's a remake of like a Chinese movie called Infernal Affairs?
Infernal Affairs, yes, sir. Very good. The man knows his shit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh yeah. I don't want to be a hipster. I like that version better because there was more tension because the cop and the rats they knew each other. So like if they saw their face, they would know something was up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Compared to the party where they never saw each other before. So, but both movies are good. It's just I think the Infernal Affairs has more tension because they know each other's faces.
I got you. Okay.
Well, since we are a Texas-based podcast, I was wondering what, besides Texas Chainsaw Massacre, what are some of your favorite movies based in Texas?
That's a good one.
Based in Texas, probably Machete.
Oh,
Machete,
yeah. I'm right there with you, bro. That's one of my all-time favorites. Damn right.
Yeah, Machete don't text, man.
Yeah. No, I was. I mean, are they gonna do the third one? Because like Machete Kills Again in space would be fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, that's something we need.
Could you imagine like an umbilical cord that stretches back into our atmosphere or some shit, and like knocking out Joe Rogan's aliens on the way, and come to find out they were German spaceships all along?
Right? They passed Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fucking
Well,
great.
I will say a movie that I grew up, at least in high school, based out of Austin, was Dazed and Confused, which I still to this day feel like that's one of the best made movies of the last 40 years.
I'm gonna have to see that one.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh,
I haven't.
you've never seen Dazed and Confused? Oh, dude, it is a beautiful slice of life high school movie. McConaughey. This was McConaughey's first breakout role.
Okay.
Who else was in it? Mia Jovovich was in it.
Yeah.
Joey Lauren Adams. Yeah, it was a really, really good movie. It was Richard Linklater's second movie.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, he went on and he made Boyhood.
Oh, Boyhood. That was an interesting movie.
Mm-hmm.
I like the concept
yeah.
of that.
Because they actually took like 12 years to film it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is insane.
There's no way. That's so much time and dedication.
Yeah.
And I can't believe they stuck to it for that long. I mean, that's really shooting for goals and aspirations for a film. Like they were really going for something for that.
Mm-hmm.
It's so deep because, like, I mean, of course, you're watching the character, go from childhood all the way into like becoming an adult, but like to see the actor do it as well is just like there was something really crazy about that.
And naturally, not just computer generated.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the movie. For me it was a little boring, but the whole concept of it was really cool.
Yeah.
For what it was.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway.
Yeah. Another great movie. I think it actually did come out this year. So if it did, I'm going to put it on my list. But there's a movie that just came out relatively recently called Vengeance. It stars BJ Novak from The Office.
Mm-hmm.
And what was his name? The main villain from Logan. The guy with the robotic hand and shit.
Oh, okay. The guy from Narcos?
Right, the guy from Narcos, yeah. And so the whole concept, dude, this is a fucking brilliant concept, dude. I cannot believe nobody came up with it before. Okay, so this guy, BJ Novak, he's one of those smarmy, dipshit fucking writers that lives in LA. And he gets a message saying, hey, this person just died. This girl just died. You knew her. And he was like, I don't remember her. And then suddenly his family contacts him and says, you were her life. You were her boyfriend. I'm sorry we never got to meet you before she died, but her last dying wish was for you to be at her funeral. And this guy has no idea who the fuck this person is, so he has to travel down to West Texas to go to this funeral for this woman that he only basically banged one night. And as he's there and the family is ingratiating him into the family, they go, you know what? She didn't just accidentally overdose. She was murdered. And so this guy gets roped into trying to figure out who killed this woman that he had a one-night fling with. And slowly he begins to love Texas, and he loves this family. And it's a really, really great, a murder mystery.
Okay, that's nice.
A whodunit for your one-night stand. That's quite a concept.
Oh yeah, they pay so much respect to Texas, and it's beautiful.
Okay, a lot of landmarks in the movie.
No, not really landmarks, but there's one scene where he goes to a rodeo, and the rodeo announcer is like, "Okay, who is here for UT Austin?" And this BJ Novak guy, he's the only one that stands up and starts cheering, and all the rest of the entire 3,000 or 4,000 people, they just are not cheering and look at him like he's a fucking alien. And then he sits back down, and then the rodeo guy is like, okay, who's here for Texas Tech? And the whole place fucking erupts. And because he marked himself, they actually pull him into the middle of the rodeo and just start reaming his ass for 10 minutes.
Oh my god.
So
Yeah, I'm gonna
let
add
it be
that to my
known.
list.
Yeah.
If you go to West Texas, know what team to cheer for.
Sounds like a Borat reverse.
I
It
still
is.
see the movie.
Actually is, yeah. So I was wondering, what are some great film soundtracks in y'all's opinion?
Great film
The
soundtrack.
Incredibles. That one,
Yeah,
yeah,
actually,
jumped at me.
I didn't think about it until you just said it, but yeah, that one actually fucking like a very good job because they've got a whole feel to the movie. It's a very stylized because I think they're trying to capture like the 70s.
Yeah, the '60s James Bond era.
yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
And they've got like the music that really just accompanies the look and feel of the movie very, very well. Those like the loud horns and stuff, like when everything's going on, like yeah, perfect.
Yeah. What's his Syndrome? That's the main villain's name, right?
Yeah,
Syndrome.
syndrome.
Like
yeah.
when he's giving his monologue, the music like it's building up. That was like really, really good.
And
Yeah.
got busy.
Yeah.
I fucking love that line.
Yeah.
And then when we rewatched it, that's the first time that I ever heard one of the security guards. It's like every time someone screams, we're gonna take a shot. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, really?
Oh,
Like, y'all
my
put this in a
God.
kid's movie?
Yeah.
I would say for me, and this is probably kind of a more obvious one, but Tron Legacy had a fucking banger of a soundtrack thanks to Daft Punk. Because like if we can be real, that was like an hour and a half long Daft Punk music video.
Yeah.
But hey, it was fucking good.
I said Fight Club.
Oh, dude, I will jam anything by Daft Punk.
You were saying Fight Club movie?
Yeah, Fight Club.
Yeah, that was the Dust Brothers, right?
I
Did the music for it?
think so. Yeah.
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 Yeah, Dust Brothers.
Yeah, and then to end the fucking movie with
Pixies.
with
Where's My Mind?
Where's My Mind by the Pixies, as like all of the buildings are just fucking crumbling. Cinematic masterpiece.
The Matrix also, I think, has a good soundtrack.
It definitely
So
does.
first one?
I like the trilogy, like all three. I think all three have good soundtracks. But I know I'm being biased with that because I just love that movie. But I feel like those music, the song also makes like the soundtrack also helps for like exercising and stuff.
There were 4 matrices, Yui.
First,
Remember? Was it the 4th one?
No,
Remember
no.
how
No, we don't count that one.
Yeah, I did a Men in Black myself. That fourth one.
Remember how we watched
Just
and
look
cried
right
and
here and
hurled?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. With that fourth Matrix, I'm gonna do the same thing that I do for the Saw movies, where it's like the first 7 are real, and then like fuck all these ones. You know what I mean? It's just like the first 3 Matrix, yes, we claim you, but that 4th one, just like fuck off, man. Like, oh man. But hey, the original, not the original, but the first Batman movie that
Oh my
the
God, Batman
fanfare.
Forever.
Yeah.
Oh, Batman Forever. That was a fun one. Are you talking about the one with Michael Keaton?
Yeah, with the that kind of set like the fanfare for like that
Oh yeah.
like that was fucking iconic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is that Danny Elfman who did that?
Is it?
I don't know, but
I was gonna say that was probably one of the ones that I could remember the most because I had a cassette tape and I would play it over and over again.
yeah. But I remember you just mentioned Seal.
Oh yeah.
Girls. Yeah. That's
By the way, I found out as a grown adult that it's not grave, it's gray. Kissed
What?
by a Rose on Gray.
oh. Okay.
And it completely destroyed me in my reality that I live in. But I still sing it the way that I sing it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
It's your version.
Dude, I
Wait,
was
what's-
so sad. I was so sad when Shaun of the Dead used the Batman soundtrack to fight off the zombies. And they're just throwing
flowers.
vinyl. All right.
Do you guys remember the Prince Batman music video that had nothing to do with Batman? Yeah,
Ooh.
it was so weird. Have you guys seen that video?
No.
Oh, the bat dance. Yeah.
Yeah, that dance. Yeah, that was
Oh, God, I'm
quite
gonna
a
have to watch
video.
this.
I've heard
yeah.
it. I've heard it and played it.
Mm-hmm. It's a fun video, but you could definitely tell this guy did not know what Batman was before he did it. But
They were just like, "Hey, Prince, can you make a track about a Batman?" He's like, yeah, sure, all right."
yeah, yeah.
And they just fucking did his own thing.
I just did it.
Hey, y'all are pretty knowledgeable. Would you like to do some music trivia?
Trivia.
Yeah, yeah.
Pew, pew, pew.
Okay.
All right. Set us off, Ricky.
Music trivia with Rick and Dave.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is in regards to movie music. So that is the whole subject for these questions. So tell me, what is the best-selling movie soundtrack of all time?
Jesus.
The movie came out in 1992.
Mm.
Is it 19 what?
I got this.
1992?
Officer and a Gentleman.
No, sir. The movie
The one
starred
with-
Kevin.
The one with Whitney Houston.
That's the one. Yes.
Is it-
What is
yeah,
that?
The Bodyguard?
Sorry, I said
The Bodyguard.
Thank
That
you.
is
Man, that's a
correct.
movie.
Thanks, Ricky.
Very good.
I fucking love Whitney Houston, man.
Oh yeah.
That's the soundtrack that's got the "Don't make me close one more door."
Don't
I don't wanna. Yeah,
I'm
man.
a sucker for that kind of singing, man. I just can't stop hearing it.
Oh, she's
I love how
wonderful. man.
dramatic and that is. It's great.
Yeah.
What is the best streaming soundtrack album of all time?
Ooh.
When did this movie come out?
This came out in 2018.
Oof, man. Okay.
Stars Bradley Cooper.
Oh,
Guardians of the
A
Galaxy.
Star Is Born.
I don't know.
A Star Is Born is correct. That's right.
They stream the whole
Okay.
album or just
The whole album. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
That makes sense.
What film won Oscars for Best Song and Best Score in 1989? It's a Disney movie.
Disney.
Ariel, you should know this already.
Is it Fantasia?
Is it The Little Mermaid? Oh well. Sorry.
The Little Mermaid. That is correct. Yep. Under the Sea and the soundtrack itself.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Go on.
So that's based on popularity. Now, I'm sure all of you know the American Film Institute, AFI. They have their own countdowns that they're classy shit. But
Yeah.
anyway, what is AFI's #1 soundtrack of all time? 1977 sci-fi movie.
Star Wars.
That is correct. Star Wars.
That's so random. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. And what is AFI's #1 song? It came out in 1939.
Oh, Jesus.
Sung for a movie that was both in black and white and in color.
Oh,
Wizard of
Wizard of
Oz.
Oz.
Oh, okay.
Yes, what's the song?
Yellow
Somewhere over
Brick
the
Road.
rainbow.
Oh,
So
man.
that's right, Over the Rainbow. Very good. Very good. Okay. What was the first commercially released soundtrack album? Once again, we are at Disney. The first Disney album. The first Disney movie.
Snow White.
Oh,
Snow White is correct. Very good.
Wow.
All right. Now let's
Down
see.
the Disney list.
Oh yeah. Okay. Who recorded Danger Zone for Top Gun?
Oh.
Oh, I can
Glenn
hear it in my head.
Fry. Oh, what's his name? Damn it, I know that one.
Oh, what is his name?
Fly into the
Danger zone.
down.
Everybody
Lynn
said
Fry. Is it
Boy
Lynn?
George. I don't know.
Damn,
Somebody-
I should
Boy
know
George.
that, but
Hold on.
it's not my favorite song, so I'm not gonna sweat it.
I will do-
Okay. Who was constantly being murdered on South Park?
Kenny
Go on.
Loggins?
There you go. Kenny Loggins.
Okay.
Dope.
Very good.
Oh,
Okay. What movie is Stuck in the Middle with You featured in?
Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah. Do you remember the scene?
Yeah,
I
the
love
torture
that we
scene.
forgot Kenny Loggins' name.
Oh, is it the ending? Yeah, it was the torture scene, right?
Yeah, when they cut his ear off. That's right. Great scene. It's fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. The song "You Could Be Mine" by Guns N' Roses was for what movie? 1991. James Cameron.
Is it the Van Diesel movie?
No,
you
sir.
said 91? It's
1991.
91. James Cameron?
Yes, sir.
Is it the one on the water, I believe?
No, it's for when the little kid takes off on his dirt bike with his friend to go to the mall.
Terminator 2? That was 91?
That's the one. Terminator
it,
2.
yeah.
Wow.
As soon as you said it, I knew. It was
there.
back there.
I didn't know that came out in
Good
91.
job.
All right, now, my final one. Check this out. Name the band in the movie. So I will name the movie. Can you name the real band that actually performed in the movie? All right, so we'll start. From Dusk Till Dawn, who was the band that played in the bar?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. I got
That's a
nothing.
good one.
Yeah, I also have nothing.
Okay. The band is Tito and the Tarantula. They are still around and they still play.
Oh,
Okay.
that's dope.
Tricky.
Anytime From Dusk Till Dawn is brought up, I just think about the tequila going down some Hayek's foot and Tarantino just being there to suck on it. I'm like, you cast yourself in that role, sir.
Yeah. Didn't he write that part too?
He wrote it
Absolutely.
and then cast himself for it.
That was actually improv, and they kept it.
Yeah. Could you imagine the filming? Like, no, I'm doing this scene. I have to do this.
No, he was just off to the side doing that, and then they just flipped the camera.
Yeah. I was born for this role.
All right. Basketball. Does anybody remember the ska band that played on the side of?
Boys Night Out.
No, sir.
No.
Oh,
It was no Goldfinger.
No, sir. They have a three name.
Fuck.
They did their biggest hit was called "Sell Out."
Yeah, Boys Night Out.
No, sir.
No.
No.
This is
Sorry,
No,
really-
Real Big Fish. Real Big Fish.
Real Big Fish. That is correct. Yes.
Proud of
Sorry,
you.
I was
never
getting
known.
too confused.
Very good. Very good. Okay. Empire Records. Dude is zoning out at his work, and suddenly his favorite band comes on the television in full makeup. They were on the Jerry Springer show before Jerry Springer was popular. They all wore.
The best
that's
punk
right.
rock
War.
band in the
War.
universe.
Very fucking good, sir. Yes, sir. War.
Scum dogs.
A friend
All
of
right.
mine sees Guar.
No, I actually believe like Gore is probably the best punk rock band of all time.
Oh, they're fucking amazing. Absolutely.
And like that
God,
means
you
I
sure?
listen. Yeah, that means we listen to their music also, not just go to their shows. They have great fucking songs.
Mm. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Who played right before the Wild Stallions?
I remember the movie, but I
they're-
don't remember that.
They were a three-piece band that would dress up like penguins or like chickadees. Their bassist auditioned for Metallica after Cliff died. Frequent collaborators with Matt and Trey from South Park. In fact, they do the
Oh,
theme
I
song.
got this. Thumper, bass thumper. He does Devil Went Down to Georgia. Come on,
Yeah.
what's the band? Yo, it's I'm telling you, this is only because my brain is fried. I could pull up Primus any other day, but today
There it is.
took a second.
Primus. Very good. Primus. That is correct.
Dope.
Thank you for having the faith.
Oh, absolutely. Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Does anybody remember the death metal band that was playing when Ace did his
I know,
little
but I'm gonna give
little
y'all a
teapot?
chance.
Okay, good.
I'm trying to remember back. I haven't think. Is it Oh, they put. This is one of my bandmates' favorite things.
It's
Cannibal
pretty
Corpse.
much. Wait, here we go.
Is
Get
that wrong?
Ariel on the screen for this announcement. Say it loudly.
Cannibal Corpse.
Loud enough.
That
Am I
is
right?
correct. Hammer smash
yeah.
face.
Dope. Hammer Smash
Hell
Face.
yeah.
Thank you. That's what I was
That's
thinking
pretty
of.
much
Yeah.
what put death metal on the map.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Yeah, that movie.
My boys
definitely
have to play
helped.
that song every time we jam together. And
No,
they're
I
like,
mean
Ariel,
on
let's sing.
like
I'm like,
the next level map. Death metal already existed, but like that movie took it to an Ace Ventura liked fucking death metal. Come on.
Biodome. Does anybody remember the acoustic duo that played at their peace gathering?
Biodome.
Is that the movie with Brent?
No.
Acoustic duo. Funny acoustic duo.
It's not Flight of the Conchords, is it?
Is that a Pauly
No,
Shore
it is
movie?
not. Yeah, Pauly Shore, Stephen Baldwin. And
What's the question again?
what was the band that played on Biodome? Their singer had just been on Mars Attacks recently, and I believe he was about to go on. He was about to be on The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey.
Start with a W.
No,
Do I get a hint? Okay, never mind.
starts with a T and a D. Explosivo.
Tenacious D.
That is correct. Tenacious D.
Boom.
All right, and then final one, just to wrap this up. Back to the Future 3. Who was the old-timey band that played when Mad Dog Tannen ran into young, what is his name? Clint Eastwood, as Michael J. Fox was called at that movie. A little band from Texas.
Goodbye now. Bow, 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 bow.
Top. ZZ Top.
ZZ Top?
Yes, ZZ Top. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all very much for participating in my music trivia. I knew I could wangle this out of y'all somehow. Thank you for playing. I appreciate that.
A lot of anxiety.
Oh, well, don't have anxiety. We're all friends here.
It's too much excitement.
Oh, sorry. So, what's next in the bank for all y'all? What do y'all got going on this year, for the rest of this year?
I've actually got some music projects in the work. I'm actually I'm working with a first-time musician. This person has yet to put anything out. So I'm kind of working in a beat making kind of a producer, sound engineer kind of role for this. Just basically giving him all of the music and giving him the ability to kind of step in, do his rapping, singing, whatever he's going to do. It's a big project that we're looking to do a full EP for. So we'll have more news down the line as that kind of comes together. It's a long-term project that we want to get right. So it's gonna be a while before it comes out, but should have some news on that along the way. Also working on a new track as well with my girlfriend Darby.
Hello, Darby.
Hi, Darby.
They
Feel
say
the
hi.
love.
She says hi back. And
Who's back?
So that one is it's more of like a kind of taking it back, because in the past I've done more of like electronic rap like type feel songs. But this one is definitely kind of taking it back to more of like early house, kind of like almost like a disco feel to it. So we'll have that one out pretty soon. It's pretty near to being done, so we'll have that one out pretty soon. So a lot of music projects, a lot of collaborations that some of them I'm not at liberty to discuss just yet, but all fun things and all stuff that should be coming out pretty soon.
Bro, I am so proud of you, man.
Thanks, man.
So you can't even give the artist's name or the name of the album, or
no, not yet. As those things are still being decided. Like I said, this is a brand new artist. Never put anything out, so we're still spitballing with the stage name and the name of the album, stuff like that. So all of that is to be determined. But the music is sounding great. We've had a couple of sessions already where I've been able to hear what he's got, and he's heard what I'm bringing to the table as far as like the producer side of things. So we're both very happy with the way that the project is going right now.
Well, I hope that whenever it is ready to go, you come back and you share with us.
Oh hell yeah, I'd love to be on again. And
not only that, but put on a show and invite some of these other artists here to be on the show with you.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was always fun collabing with Dave as well, and I would love an opportunity to do that again because that was always a fun time.
He's a consummate professional.
Anytime I needed something done well, I always hit up Mondo. Always.
I appreciate that, man.
Aww.
Yeah, me and him, we did a song called "And Now It's Your Turn," and Darby actually was on that as well.
Yeah,
and
she did sing the backup vocals.
That ended up being one of my best songs. That's a fantastic song.
Oh, that was so much fun.
What's it called? Which one?
And Now It's Your Turn.
Yeah,
it's an X16 Chill song.
Yeah, featuring Unda, UNDA. That's whenever
It's,
he collaborates with me, that's his name.
Yeah, Unda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry.
It's the cool. I forget what they're called. The two dots on the U. God, I can't think of the technical term, but yeah, no, I was very high for that recording, and it was a great time.
As should be.
Isn't that when they
if that's your choice?
You know what? Actually, when we recorded that old number 7, I remember being a little more baked than I wanted to be as well, but it turned out great. I think I did it in like 2 or 3 takes.
Oh, dude, you knocked it out. I asked him to do a good, 80s style voice, and he comes back to me with some fucking David Bowie vocals that are just so inspirational, that just fit the music so perfectly. So yeah, and anytime I get a chance to work with Mondo, I'm all there.
You make it easy, man. The stuff you produce was fun to write.
Hey, Dave, is that song on your YouTube channel?
Yeah, it should be on the playlist. There's no music video. It's just a track.
Okay, I'm in playlists.
Okay. And, Uwe, how's school treating you, man?
Oh, right now I just got a new job, and so I'm trying to adjust to that stuff. They're whooping my ass, but it's still a job at the end of the day. Then, yeah, maybe later on this year I'll start taking more classes again. But right now I'm just focusing on trying to get good at this job so I don't, get fired. So, yeah, that's the biggest thing for me right now.
He's being modest. This guy can program like nobody's business.
Oh.
He was mentoring me for a little bit, and actually I could use more mentoring on that suit, because this guy, when it comes to programming, he knows his stuff, man. He's pretty good.
I appreciate that. It's just YouTube, Udemy. It sucks, in my mid-20s I realized, like, damn, maybe I didn't need to go to college, but that's why we have the internet now, which is a good thing. There's a lot of resources online that I use to teach myself and other people as well. And yeah, Armando was a great student. yeah, when we were kind of partnering, we had that partnership going on. But yeah, that's the main focus. But with music, I don't know if I'm on it to you guys. He did the intro to the podcast. That's it's kind of fun. Oh, to like the 90, like what we used to say, like 80s arcade type.
Yeah, that type of stuff. Like the like I don't know. You'd find like shitty kind of like snowboarding or like off-brand like uh space race games or whatever for the PS1, and
Yeah,
they'd have like a lot of like jungle or drum and bass like tracks or whatever that's like very generic but like still sound kind of cool to like race to it, shit like that. And that was kind of the inspiration for those, was just that kind of like nostalgic, pop in the PS1 and whatever fucking track is playing while you're doing whatever shit is going on.
yeah.
So
Are you still working on that game?
uh yes, but it's man, it if I'm being real with myself, there's parts of game dev that I absolutely enjoy and love, and I could do those parts all day. And then there's parts that I just fucking hate, and I will procrastinate. And it's it's been damn near done for like almost a year. It's the like one of the last things I need to do is just the animations, which when I actually sit down and do it, it's not that hard. I can get it done. I just hate doing it, so I put it off. Kind of like going to the gym, you know. Once you get there and you do your workout, you feel great, and it was easier than you thought. But you kind of build it up in your head, so it's hard to even go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't blame you, Armando. Like that's something that usually takes a whole team to do, and you're trying to do it all by yourself. You know, there's usually somebody there to do the animation, the coding, the music, you know, all that stuff, and you're trying to do that all by yourself. So, you know, I commend you for that. That's a big task.
Appreciate that, man.
Mhm.
It'd be great to have a second programmer on the project.
Oh, I'll send my application over. So,
Oh yeah, I keep putting on my resume that I work for a game dev company, and it's just it's just me.
yeah.
Hey, make it till you make it, bro.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's what you have to do now. But I was going to ask a question with like you guys all do music, right?
Yeah.
And there's something I kind of envy about people who do music, like Armando. Like, how do you guys come up with the sound? You know, like how do you, like for example, Armando, he shows me some, he will send some music my way. I'm like, it sounds like this. Then you're like, oh yeah, that's what I was trying to convey. I'm like, how do you guys just figure out a bunch of noise?
Darby's she take him with you.
Go around,
can you-
Dave Jarvis. How do you do it?
Can you
Alright.
bring mine over here too?
Well, whenever I go into the studio, I turn to the engineer and I say, "Give me a number between 0 and 180." That number, that number is the click track. And then I
Yeah.
say, "Okay, so 3/4 or 4/4 or whatever." They give me the key, and then I just start from the bottom. Kick drum, bass,
Beautiful.
toms, snare, and then I just kind of fill it out. I never know what the fuck I'm gonna do when I go into the studio. It just kind of surprises me with each,
Fucking love
passing through. So I never know what I'm doing.
Genius, and it comes out like that.
Mm.
Can you put some?
Like,
Yeah,
have you guys
there
seen the-
will be a time when we all say, "Wow, remember Dave? We was just putting out songs every month for a couple of years, and then he just like blew up and started making movies."
Oh, dude, that's my goal. I want to make movie soundtracks, man.
Oh,
We
okay.
know that. Yeah, you've got that whole vibe down. I mean, Quincy Jones gonna become Colin.
Didn't you do some for Woodland as well?
Oh yeah, I did the whole soundtrack for Woodland Avenue. I did the soundtrack for that Dank movie, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Anytime somebody needs work or muscle on a project, yeah, you just let me know. I can make the right vibe for whatever project that you're working on.
man. I support it. I don't, I mean, I'm not. I talk a lot of shit, or exaggerate whatever, but really, man, movie soundtracks are as important as everything else.
Oh yeah,
You
for
can't
sure.
have a movie with. Just try it. Just watch your favorite movie with the volume, or if you could get the soundtrack out of there alone. It doesn't work. The soundtrack is what moves the emotions. It's way more than just a visual thing.
Dude, a
And so
soundtrack can elevate a shitty movie into an okay movie.
Mm-hmm.
it does more than that. You
Kevin
cannot
loves
have a fucking movie without a sound. You just can't have it. You can't have a movie. You can't have Stars Wars without the soundtrack. You just can't do
Hmm.
it. It's impossible. You have to have the music. It has to carry the mode and
The
the
emotion.
mood.
The
Yeah.
emotions, yeah.
Absolutely. Vader coming in and being as intimidating as he is, like that wouldn't be there if not for the Imperial March playing behind him, because that's just like
Yeah, that's
it carries it. It carries that whole like everything that you need to be feeling there, that like dark fanfare of like, here comes the motherfucking guy that's gonna like fucking cut you in half if you stare at him wrong. You know what I mean?
Got it. And the music has everything to do with it. And Dave Jarvis, you have that shit down.
Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
Robert Rodriguez, Quentin Tarantino, they're gonna come calling soon.
That's funny. I was gonna bring up Quentin Tarantino. I would one movie I would say I don't like the
Well, they're all
soundtrack.
about Texas talent. They
Yeah,
might as well get to discover him first before the others do.
What were you saying, Yui?
Facts.
a movie I feel like doesn't have the best use of music is actually a Quentin Tarantino movie, and it's Django Unchained. It's just for me, it was weird having Tupac in a movie
I understand.
during the slave times. You know what I mean? Like it takes me out. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
or Rick Ross, or random ass scene. I'm like, okay, like I don't know. Maybe somebody should have said something there, but it's just my personal thing. It takes me out to be like, why is there a modern movie in a
See, I
movie?
always,
I mean,
I
a
always
modern
chalked it up. I always chalked it up to his love of the grindhouse movies, especially the period pieces, where they would
Mhm.
stick contemporary music into a period piece to
Mm.
try. It's basically kind of a wink and a nod to the audience. Is like, yeah, we know you're watching a movie. You know you're watching a movie.
Okay.
But yeah, I totally understand. Yeah, it's not like it wasn't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where all the music was based in 1967 to 69.
Hmm.
You know, but yeah, music can really change. Like, imagine Pulp Fiction with no soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
Oh no.
yeah.
Let's
There
not.
it is. So now imagine Dave Jarvis on the next Texas hit movie.
Yeah, right. Well,
You know what?
If we're imagining, I mean, you've got that shit down. Somebody has to need your talents, bro.
Dave, off of your because you had kind of an album that was uh it was a concept album, and you had one particular track on there that I was like, my God, that is the badass walking into town fucking song. It was Tumbleweed.
oh yeah, man. I wrote that about Glenn. Glenn Hernandez. He recently passed away from cancer, but yeah, he was an old school bull rider from the '80s, and he was just the nicest dude in the world. And I was honored to be able to write a song about him, and it chokes me up even now. But they had his funeral like last weekend, and apparently they played Tumbleweed for his wake. So I was deeply honored to find that out.
Oh man.
That's really cool.
Yeah, that's it. Very mood enhancing. I play that song Polemic in the sauna. I do a lot of stretching in the hot sauna at 24 Hour Fitness.
Okay.
And every time it just changes the whole environment. People are like, what the hell? Wow. And that's
Yeah.
just one song. You like have so many songs that cover, you know, so many areas of great music.
Well, thanks,
And
Ricky. I'm
a lot
scatterbrained.
of it very soundtrackish. Well, I'm actually putting out my resume to Robert Rodriguez now and Tino again, and
Slick.
all these Texas filmmakers, because I got a true, you know, gold hit maker here.
We talk about movies and soundtracks, but do you guys play video games at all? Do you guys
I
do-
love watching other people play video games. Sure.
Now I was gonna ask, like, what games do you guys think has the best soundtrack? Because
Ariel, do you?
Sorry guys, I do not play video
okay.
games.
I had to ask. So no, it's funny. We're not gamers. It's
No.
crazy.
Now, are you talking about like catalog songs or a score?
No, like some games, yeah, they have like scores, like God of War,
Yeah.
has a good score. Or Prince of Persia. Armando and I talk about that soundtrack.
Oh
all the time.
yeah, because that fucking the second game, Warrior
Yeah,
Within.
Warrior Within. Yeah.
When you're running away from like the guardian of the timeline, and he's trying to like suck your ass in and like fucking split you
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah.
And they've got that fucking like that chugging like guitar line from I Stand Alone from fucking
Godsmack.
Godsmack.
Mhm.
Just that while you're like
There it is.
running for your life, trying to like backflip off of shit to get away from this guy.
Mhm.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. It just set the whole fucking vibe, and it's like, god damn it.
It's a very new metal heavy soundtrack,
Mhm.
but they try to make it like almost because the game takes place like in the past and it's supposed to be in Persia, so they'll sprinkle some like Persian sounding.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They've got that like hard ass fucking guitar, like the dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, and they've got some guy in the background like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
I fucking love it though. It it comes together. It's a vibe for sure. But bro, like there was nothing like the fucking Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. The songs that they would have on that
Yeah.
shit, fucking fire, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, I was just gonna say that game taught all of my metalhead friends about punk rock. They had no idea.
Yeah. Same here actually.
Yeah, man, that's killer.
What's that? What's
Killer
that song?
what Tony Hawk did for music with his video game.
Yeah. What's it? Goldfinger
Respect.
Superman.
I
Goldfinger
love it
Superman,
when
yeah.
artists can spread the wealth, man, and that's a prime example.
I actually think that's a good way to get into different type of music is through at least video games back then, because I think now they're not putting a lot
Yeah,
of
man,
licensed songs.
made your point. Made your point, Yui. That's right.
One more bridge I'd like to gap, because we talked about music and movies, music and video games. I want to talk about video game movies.
Oh yeah.
How do we feel about video game
Well,
movies?
Mario Brothers, you know, I really want to see it. I haven't seen it, but I really want to, and hopefully I can. Yeah.
Watch it with your kids. I think.
Well,
really
thank
cute.
you. I
Yeah,
have
no.
a kid, so
Mhm.
he may have seen it. He's seen one movie, but I don't know. I'll ask him tomorrow.
Yeah. I think they're. I don't know if they're getting better. Because I mean, you don't like Super Mario movie too much, Armando, but
Dude,
I don't know.
I love Super Mario, dude. I'm 58 this month. Okay, like I had, you know, I grew up on all of this. You know, I
Yeah.
experienced everything that people consider a nostalgic and enjoy today. But I dropped off. You know, I really grew up as a pinball wizard. So.
Oh, I fucking love pinball, man.
Yep.
What's the
But,
best table you've ever played?
I played the Iron Maiden pinball machine.
Oh yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
Like it's probably the pinball machine, you know, that I would like to play more of.
All right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think my favorite was probably
But
the.
I grew up in the era, dude, where pinball machines were in a corner at a 7-Eleven.
Oh
And
yeah.
When you were a kid, for 50 cents, you can go get a hot dog and a chocolate milk and play. I mean, at 75 cents, and play a game of pinball, and you could beat that pinball machine, you know, if you were any good, and win an extra game.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Good times. Times. I like the they had a Pirates of the Caribbean table
Yeah.
that was fantastic. Just everything like all the mechanics of it
I'm sure
fantastic.
I've played it.
And
Can't
then
really
There's
remember
a
all of
Stranger
it, but
Things one.
Yeah.
Stranger
Jimmy
Things,
Gordon.
yeah,
Dude,
that one's
the
badass.
Walking Dead.
The Harry Potter pinball game is fucking amazing.
yeah, that's
I don't
right.
think I've played
it
that
is.
one.
I've played it a ton. Yeah.
And then they came out with a table for Tron Legacy that was like, as far as what actually happens on the table, it was a little basic, but it was still like kind of cool just to like have a pinball machine dedicated to Tron Legacy. So like I still count it as a win.
Yeah. And
Are
and
you
I
a fan
think I've
of-
played it.
Are you a fan of games that were based off of movies?
Games based off of movies. Whew.
Like they created a Goonies Nintendo game after the Goonies movie. I think probably GoldenEye is probably the most famous.
Oh yeah, GoldenEye
That's
is probably the
insane.
most famous.
Didn't I change
Goddamn.
the key?
Yeah.
My favorite is oh, go on, Armando.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say my favorite. I think video game movie. I mean, game. You know what I'm trying to say. Game based off a video game is. I mean, game based off a movie would be Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That's
That's a
that.
good one.
Okay, what's better, 1 or 2?
Spider-Man 2, because that's when New York is like a fully realized city.
I just had
Yeah.
to ask because it's
Mhm.
my favorite too. So.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah.
really good.
Now, when you say Spider-Man 2, are you talking about the one with Doc Ock, or are you talking about the Tom
Yeah.
Holland Spider-Man 2, or?
No, Doc Ock. Yeah, the one with Tobey Maguire from 2004, I believe,
Ah,
or 5. Yeah, that one was
Yeah.
really. The game was really
Great
good.
movie. Great.
Yeah, movie. Yeah, great movie and great.
Because I think that was the first Spider-Man game where you actually got to like free, like it wasn't necessarily like open world, but it kind of was like heading that way. And it
Oh,
was
it
like
was
the,
open world.
yeah, it was like the first. It was like the first Spider-Man game that was like open world.
Yeah,
right?
they can actually touch the ground.
other than like, well, no, because Ultimate Spider-Man came out after, right?
Yeah, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah,
came
so
out.
it was like
remember
the first
that where you
open
could
world.
actually swing from buildings and
Mhm.
stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember that.
Then you have to go like get kids balloons. That was annoying.
Yeah, that, that shit. No, because I
Yeah.
remember the very first like PS1 Spider-Man. I remember thinking that shit was like fucking fire.
Mhm.
And then I go back and look at the graphics. They don't even have individual fingers. They're just balls at the end of their
Yeah.
arms.
He
And
swings
they're
like
like, and
yeah.
you came along.
Yeah, Venom, yeah.
It's like, oh my god.
That game somehow made its way to Nigeria.
At least like in GTA, they still didn't have individual fingers, but they like instead of like a fist, it was more like a like, hey man, what
Yeah,
you know?
I'm talking to you, Armando. I like that.
Dude, I don't remember which Spider-Man game it was, but you could like jump off of a building and it would follow you all the way down until you went splat on the ground. So we would take like handfuls of shrooms and play that game, and we would just intentionally just go up to the top of buildings and jump off, and then we'd all collectively go ah until it's flat. And then we just started
Love
over
it.
and over. We would kill Spider-Man over and over because we were just fucked out of our minds.
That's killer.
Yeah.
Kids, don't try that.
Yeah, definitely not.
Only
I
on
think-
video.
So I'm trying because I was trying to think back to like what video game adaptations of movies have I actually played, and I think the only one that I can really think of off the top of my head, which is very meta because it's movies based off of a book and then a video game based off the movies, Harry Potter, and then also the Lord of the Rings games.
Oh, okay.
You talking about that newer Harry Potter game that everybody gave J.K. Rowling shit about?
I haven't played that one, but like as the movie came out, like the game would come. So like Sorcerer's Stone would come out, the movie, and then like right after the movie would come out, they'd have the game ready
Like a
to go.
tie-in game.
And that was like the like the PS1, and then like as they kept going, like they just kept doing the games. But yeah, so I haven't played the new one, but like as they were coming out with those games, like after every movie would come out, like I would play those, and those were cool. And then the fucking Lord of the Rings games, oh my god, to like be at the Battle of fucking Helm's Deep and just fucking like all those fucking like orcs and urukai, and you're just like fucking slicing and shit like that, kicking ladders over. That shit was fucking bomb.
No, yeah. That game was hard from what I remember.
It was hard.
Mhm.
And the final thing was you would go to Saruman's tower, and you had to do every fucking level
Mhm.
of the tower, and some of the levels would just be like fucking like 5 cave trolls, and then like 12 goblins that you had to like it was just fucking ridiculous. But like if you beat it all, you could do like the cheat codes where like I don't know, enemies have like big heads and like little bodies or like stupid shit like that. It was pretty fucking dope. But the reason I wanted to talk about video game movies is because of how shitty they've been in the past.
Oh yeah.
Like
Like the Resident Evil series.
the movies, the Resident Evil movies, I'll say those ones are good if you like don't take them seriously.
Yeah.
Because like Mila Jovovich, come on, like you can't falter. That's Lilu from from Fifth Element. You can't falter for that. Like I don't know, that I have a soft spot for this Resident Evil series because I think they're good as movies. They're just like they went way off plot from what actually happens in the games. And I think that's one of my biggest qualms with the fucking producers and writers of this shit is like they don't think that we want to see a 1-for-1 of what we've seen in the game, when like it's like no, that's exactly what the fuck we want to see. We want to see what we've been playing, just with fucking like I don't know, bring in like Brad Pitt, Jake Gyllenhaal or whatever, bring in these motherfuckers to do a 1-for-1 of what we've been playing, and we'll be happy. And I think the first one, and thank God they decided not to do a movie, they decided to do it as a television series, was The Last of Us. They brought in Pedro Pascal and the young queen from Game of Thrones. I can't remember the actress's name right now, but I just remember that character that she played.
The young queen?
Yeah, she was like
Not the dragon queen?
No. She was like a little girl, but she was a
chick?
No. She was like a little girl.
I know who you're talking about. She was for the North. I forget her name too, but I know who you're talking about.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
She comes back and she does like an American accent and plays Ellie, and Pedro Pascal plays
She
Joel.
was the wild chick that could like shoot arrows and all that.
No. She just had a really good attitude, and she stabbed the ice giant in the eye. I remember that.
God damn it. I haven't watched any movie series or anything, but I actually caught on to Game of Thrones early. Because of the dragon queen, and the fucking dragons. I was like, wow, those animations work. Those dragons look cool.
Is it Mormont's like niece or?
She plays Bella Ramsey. Or
Bella Ramsey is
her
the
name.
actress.
Sorry.
There we go.
Mormont.
Bella Ramsey.
Lana.
Yeah.
Mormont.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, Liana Mormont. That's right.
So that's
dude. The first 4 seasons of Game of Thrones is like the most perfect television you could ever imagine, and boy, they really screwed the pooch on that ending.
Oh yeah.
Bro, yeah. It's the first 2 seasons hooked me, and then you nailed it.
You can't like any of the characters because your favorite character is going to die anyways.
Right.
Well, that's what made it watchable, because it's like predictable.
You're just setting yourself up for heartbreak.
Yeah, I'm actually rewatching it with my girlfriend, and her reaction is torture, because like, every time she falls in love with a new character, in my head, like, okay.
If you only knew, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like they're not
don't
afraid
show
to just like. Oh, good.
Don't show her Walking Dead then.
Oh no, I'm not gonna
I
bother.
won't
It.
show anyone Walking
Yeah,
Dead. That
yeah,
shit fell
yeah.
off so hard, but I watched it all the way to the end. Not the spin-offs, but the main show. I watched all the way to the end, and I was like, my
Oh,
God,
you're a trooper.
Yeah.
I am, but like I was severely disappointed because I'm like, it's the last season. You're gonna do something good for the people that have like stuck around, right? And then it's like, no, we're gonna use this last season to set up 4 more spin-offs.
Yeah.
It's like, no, like I was pissed off as a fan. I was
So
pissed
I
off.
have a problem with dedicating myself to series and them shitting on the endings.
Mm.
I
Too many
hate that.
times.
I hate that
It's
so
like
much.
following a bad sports team.
Just end it good. Like,
Yeah.
can you just end it good?
Right. What's
Hey,
the
dude,
worst
look-
offender you would say?
Yeah, yeah. What
Dude,
show has
Game of Thrones, because here's the thing: you watch Game of
Yeah.
Thrones all the way to the end, and you don't want to watch it again because you know what the end is going to be. You know, whereas Breaking Bad fucking ended it perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Oh,
Breaking
yeah.
Bad
to where
was
you
after
want to go
that.
back and watch it. When you get past season 5, you're like, "Fuck this show."
Yeah.
Sons of Anarchy and
unless
Mayans.
you're-
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. I think that ended
Like,
bad.
why?
hmm
Oh,
Yeah, Sons of Anarchy. For the last couple of seasons, it just became GTA missions because they were like commit like crazy crime and just get away with it. like you just shot somebody in the middle of the street. That would give you a 5-star, and then
Right.
you just go home and do it again the next episode.
But hey, they had a great soundtrack though.
The thing about Breaking Bad is right around the same time, Dexter was coming to its conclusion as well. And so you had a side-by-side comparison of how Breaking Bad ended their series and how Dexter ended their series. And Dexter just shit the bed in comparison to Breaking Bad.
Who the fuck goes out on a boat into a storm?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. In the middle of to add your sister who like really technically you had nothing to do with her death to your like where the rest of your victims are, like it was so stupid. It
Yeah.
was so stupid.
They also try to force a twist in the last couple of seasons, especially like the sister being in love with Dexter the whole time. Like,
Which came out of fucking nowhere.
yeah, they just needed a twist to have.
They did.
That was dumb.
Mhm.
So
'Cause
that's a boardroom decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think like the first 4 seasons were taken straight from the source material,
Mm.
and then like the rest of the seasons are just them like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, they
It
fucked
was
that.
basically WCW in the last year and a half.
That's a good-
Please like us. Look, we've got this. Please keep watching, please.
We have David Arquette. He's the champion.
But
But you're talking about Last of Us being a good video game.
yes, I really appreciated because they went in and they did exactly what I've always wanted from a video game adaptation was just do the one for one, do it exactly the story and everything exactly the same as we saw in the video game, just with actors that we like and will be satisfied as a fan base. You know what I mean?
And dude, Pedro Pascal is a fucking national treasure.
Yes, he
Yeah,
is.
wow,
Yes,
yeah.
he is. And he was a great pick to play Joel. And I think Bella Ramsey was a great pick for Ellie. Everything about the series I loved. And the only times that they changed anything from the game was to make it better. And I heard the Neil Druckmann, the director of the video game, talking when they first got into it. He's like, we're only going to deviate if we can do something better than we did. One of the things that they ended up doing better was our characters Bill and Frank, a gay couple in love that we saw for a little bit in the game. They kind of expanded on their whole backstory in the show in a way that was like very fucking beautiful. And even to the end of that arc, they switched it up a little bit for the show. In the video game, the end of their arc was.
Hold on,
Oh, sorry.
I haven't seen the show yet, so I kind of want to see the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. We're gonna cut it off.
But
Yeah.
that's Nick Offerman, right?
Yeah, Nick Offerman. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think Mario does a good job of it. A good adaptation of the video game as well, because they have a way of making it 2D and platforming, kind of like the game, and also do like Easter eggs and jokes that pokes fun at the game too. So that's why I kind of enjoyed it. And Jack Black, I really like the dedication. He got lost in Bowser, and
Yeah.
I enjoy that. And
thank you for reminding me, Yui. I can't wait to see that movie. That's the last video game that I played all the way to the end and could, beat it.
Okay. And since you said you grew up around that era too, they have a lot of Easter eggs that blink and you'll miss it, but the ones that you catch, like, oh, okay, I see what they were doing there.
Well, I don't know what Easter eggs are in particular, but I knew all the shortcuts. I played every different way that you knew how to play it. That's the last video game that I played like that.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, we are coming to the end of our road, so I will conclude this the same way that I've concluded all of our interviews. Starting with Armando and then moving to Uyi, I just want to ask, Mondo, how do you want to be remembered?
Someone who did good feelings and good art and good vibes to everybody. Yeah, I guess that's someone who just made everyone feel a little bit better at the end of the day.
Well, I can speak for myself, and you definitely accomplished that, my friend.
Thank you.
Yui, how do you want to be remembered, sir?
Yeah, like Armando, somebody to help everybody, feel better. And also, my biggest thing is to, it's gonna sound kind of head ass, but to kind of be an inspiration for people like us that things are possible. That's kind of why I did this programming journey, because from my end, I always saw whenever people make it in programming, it's always people that went to Harvard and all that shit. So I wanted to show hey, somebody who fucked up a lot like me, if I can do it, then you can do it too, So just use me as an example to be hey, if he can do it and he's an idiot, I know for sure I could do it. So yeah.
Wow. Congratulations, man. I don't know what you've done, but congratulations.
Well, sir, you are most certainly not an idiot, and we are all inspired by you. And I just want to ask one more thing before we head out. I just want to ask how would you rate tonight's interview? I myself would give it 8 Bowser Castles. Armando, how about yourself? How would you rate this interview?
Oh man, I would give this 10 Pirates of the Caribbean pinball tables out of 10.
Yui, how would you rate this interview?
10. They left the goal. They got the goal. You got the goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Either that or 10 my germ hands out of 10.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, Yui, Armando, I cannot thank y'all enough for spending this Wednesday evening with your boys and blow your brains out with Ricky Warden, Dave Jarvis, and Ariel. Thank y'all very much for spending your evening with us.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you guys very much. Thank you. And hopefully next time you'll have a
anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah, come back anytime.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing something, If you're doing something, we'd like to know about it. Let's talk about it.
Let's taco.
Yeah.
My goal
We
is
want to promote you.
Yeah. I hope Armando comes here again, premiering his music.
Oh, yeah. It's in the works. I'm always working on something, so I could definitely be back again to promote something.
It's not just promote; it is shameless.
Well,
promotion,
please do.
but
Y'all are a breath of fresh air,
also
and
us just having a good time.
Y'all are magical pixie dust on all of us. Yeah, bring back Mofos, damn it.
Forward one out.
All right. Well, it's about time for me to head out. But before I leave, I just want to say, in reference to something Jerry Warden said last week, yes, I would be totally flattered to be in a band with Dio, just like I'm sure he would like to not be reminded that he's a rapist. All right, everybody. Y'all have a good evening. Love you.
Jeez. That's splendid for you, man.
Dave Jarvis, everybody. This is Ariel's band, Against All Odds. Thank you for joining us tonight. Every weekend, blow your brains out. We'll see you next week. Thank you, Ariel. Thank you, Armando. Good night.
Thank you, guys.
Drifting to sleep and just fade away. No one will know where you will go. Your safest space. 'Cause hiding behind your cute little smile, the darkness it grows with each passing hour. I can't turn back the dial. I'm feeling so cold, not to the touch, falling so fast. Please don't you dare the grudge. 'Cause this fake little smile, it's getting too much for me to control. Oh, I've lost all control and I'm never enough. When gravity hits and all that remains are the stories untold and the secrets we take to our grave. 'Cause 6 feet below, with nowhere to go, the light becomes dark and dark is the light, so I'm told. I'm feeling so cold, not to the touch, falling so fast. Please don't you dare the grudge. 'Cause this fake little smile,
drinking buddies are in jail. And I'm too drunk to drive to go pay their bail. But you know if I really gotta go, I ain't got near enough dough. And so now all my drinking buddies are still in jail. Well, I was going good, drinking at the bar when my buddy ran into the back of a cop car. I found it kind of funny, man, I thought it was a joke, but he never came back. Here comes the tab and I'm broken. Now all my drinking buddies are in jail. And I'm too drunk to drive to go pay their bail. But you know if I really gotta go, I ain't got near enough dough. And so now all my drinking buddies are still in jail. Well, Ryan was having troubles with his chick. She turned around and kicked him in the... Then cops came to scene. After a while, he told them he would beat their asses in the frozen pizza aisle. Now all my drinking buddies are in jail. And I'm too drunk to drive to go pay their bail. But you know if I really gotta go, I ain't got near enough dough. And so now all my drinking buddies are still in jail. Mother started boozing at 62 and then began for breakfast to hallucinating at noon. She ran a school bus stop sign in my stolen car, so they took her to the pokey for a little R&R. Now all my drinking buddies are in jail. And I'm too drunk to drive to go pay their bail. But you know if I really gotta go, I ain't got near enough dough. And so now all my drinking buddies are still in jail. Yeah, all my drinking buddies are rotting in jail. 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, to all the big cocks and all the thick cocks out there, all the wet pussies and all the Dio fans, this is for you. Love you, Dave Jarvis, to the end. Let's go!